Good afternoon, and welcome to the Noontime Knowledge Series for Penn State fundraising volunteers, presidential counselors, and donors. Thank you for joining us. My name is Angela Hogue, and I'm a member of the Penn State Annual Giving Advisory Council. I'm coming to you from Denver, Colorado, where I returned home after visiting University Park this weekend to witness a big Penn State football win. I'm excited to be in the presence of Penn Staters once again, and honored to be your host this afternoon and to share more about a special fundraising and volunteer opportunity later this month. Today, we'll be getting an inside peek at this year's Giving Tuesday efforts, including 3 unique campaigns representing causes across the university, and we'll discuss how Penn Staters can make a difference on the National Day of Giving. As an annual Giving Advisory Council member, I can tell you that this is an important and exciting event, and I can't wait to learn more from our panelists today. After a brief presentation by our guests, I will host a Q&A session with our presenters. You can enter questions in the chat box at any time, but you may also use the raise hand feature or unmute yourself during the Q&A portion. Now I would like to introduce and thank our speakers for joining us today. Haley Rappolt joins us as the Assistant Director of Digital Fundraising at Penn State. Many of you recognize her from her previous role as the Assistant Director of Volunteer Programs with the university and as a part of the team that brings you the Noontime Knowledge Series. Great to have you with us, Haley. Tessa Brown serves as the Associate Director of Annual Giving and Alumni Relations at Penn State Milton S. Hershey Medical Center and Penn State College of Medicine. Thank you for joining us, Tessa. Dynasty Wright is the previous president of First Gen Advocates, a student organization that provides support and mentorship to first-generation college students. Welcome, Dynasty. Kristen Comstock is the current Assistant Director of Alumni Relations at Penn State Erie, the Barron College. Thanks for joining us, Kristen, and being with us today. And with that, I will turn it over to Haley to get us started with some background on Giving Tuesday.
Thank you so much, Angela. It is so great to be here with this wonderful group of supporters and volunteers and donors to talk about the initiative that has already kicked off, being Giving Tuesday. I'm excited to be here in this digital fundraising role this year and to share a little bit more about what you can expect about the university's Giving Tuesday efforts. So starting off, Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is an international day of giving. So the Tuesday after Thanksgiving is the international day that it is celebrated. So after the consumerism that is Black Friday and Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday, this Giving Tuesday is a nod to the philanthropy and the generosity in what is known as the season of giving. And so it's a global event that encourages people to give back to their local community, whether that be in dollars given back to a nonprofit or giving time or expertise to an organization to advance its mission. And given the philanthropic nature of Penn Staters, the university encourages its stakeholders, its students, faculty, staff, alumni, and supporters to come together and celebrate the We Are spirit that we all share on this day, whether that be by hosting a fundraising campaign, being a champion, or a supporting one. So through Giving Tuesday, Penn State encourages us to remember that we're all part of the Penn State community, and through Giving Tuesday, you can give back to any part of Penn State. Our office, the Office of Annual Giving, features programs, organizations, and funds from across the university to which the community can give. And each year, thousands of students, faculty, staff, and alumni give hundreds of thousands of dollars to Penn State through Giving Tuesday. So how can we prepare for this year? This year is the university's 8th celebration of Giving Tuesday. It will launch early on November 28th, which is Monday at 6:55 p.m. Eastern Time, or 1855 in military time, which is a nod to the year of the university's founding, and will continue through Tuesday, November 29th until midnight. Last year, to look back on where we've come. We saw nearly 10,000 people give on Giving Tuesday, and they gave to more than 100 unique funds from across the institution. And so this really shows that this is truly a team effort that requires all of us to rally support from each of our unique communities. This year, you can expect over 150 unique campaigns to support, including the most student organizations participating to date in Giving Tuesday. This also includes a number of alumni chapters, sports teams, organizations, and representatives from different colleges, campuses, and units all across the university and Commonwealth. I'm excited to share that the early fundraising window is now open. So on Monday, this past Monday, November 14th, through the official opening of Giving Tuesday on November 28th at 6:55 is what we consider the early fundraising window here at Penn State, where you can take a sneak peek at some of the campaigns that you'll be able to support on Giving Tuesday and be an early supporter, and also take this time to sign up as a champion so that you're prepared to share this with your community on Giving Tuesday. So knowing that each of you on this call today has a unique connection to Penn State, and you feel strongly about supporting this institution, and you have a unique reason and story for doing so, we have what we call champions. And so champions are really invested in the success of a fundraising effort, or more than one, and use this feature to contact their networks and help break through some of the noise that is on Giving Tuesday, asking people for money from various organizations, and help bring Penn State to the top of their timeline, and sharing this with your individual network of community supporters, family, friends, professional networks. Excuse me. And so here on the screen, you can see an example of a fundraising page. So when you go to givingtuesday.psu.edu, which is the Giving Tuesday homepage, and click on your campaign. So say the Belisario campaign is the one that I would like to give to and be a champion for. What I do is I select this Become a Champion button, and from there you'll be prompted within the community funded system to create a profile, and there you can upload a picture, you can set your own fundraising goal and share a message, and you'll receive your own unique URL so that you can then paste that into an email to your family and friends on your social media networks, and you can actually track how many donors and dollars you individually bring in for this campaign that you're personally passionate about. A great feature about the site is that you can also do this for more than one. So of 150, I know there's a lot of great options. And so you can sign up to champion a couple if there's a couple of campaigns that stand out to you. I would love to see everyone here today not only make a gift to a campaign on Giving Tuesday, but to also sign up to be a champion, which is quick and easy through these steps allotted here. With this, I'd like to turn it over to our speakers for today, who have valuable insight to share about their participation in Giving Tuesday.
All right, so I think I'm going to kick things off. Hi, everyone. I am Tessa Brown. I am the Associate Director for Annual Giving and Alumni Relations for Penn State College of Medicine and Penn State Health. So I guess we might be a little bit different from other initiatives where we fundraise money to kind of purchase items. So the College of Medicine first started fundraising on Giving Tuesday back in 2016, where year to year we've fundraised for different initiatives or campaigns, but it wasn't until 2019 that we started fundraising for what is now called medical student welcome kits. So this initiative started in spring of 2019 as stethoscopes for students. So our Alumni Society Board identified that there are many things that our students have to purchase when they're incoming students, and trying to relieve that financial burden of even a few things, it'd be helpful to provide them with their first stethoscope. So the program started with just offering them a customized stethoscope that's engraved with "We Are Penn State," is the traditional Penn State blue, and is presented to them during their white coat ceremony, which is every July for the incoming class. So due to the success of this program, we were actually able to raise additional funds to include not only just a stethoscope, but a reflex hammer and a pen light, which are 3 crucial items that they use throughout their 4 years at the College of Medicine. So we ran that campaign for about 2 years on Giving Tuesday, fundraising for stethoscopes for students and then medical welcome kits for students. And we noticed that while we have students pursuing their medical degree and their physician assistant degree, we also have graduate students. So we wanted to make sure that all of our students were getting something when they were incoming at both the grad oath ceremony or their white coat ceremonies separately. So from that idea, we launched what's called PAGES, which is Presentation Advancers for Graduate Education Students, which is a mouthful, and we gave it an acronym. So that is, we basically give them then a branded Penn State presentation advancer, because a lot of our students, even from their first year, are giving between 10 to 15 lectures or talks beginning in their first semester of their education. So this is another critical item. While different than the stethoscopes, pen lights, and reflex hammers, it's still critical to their work and their research that they're going to conduct across the many years that they're studying here. So that is kind of the 2 funds that we fundraise for. So we do have we have dollar goals, but really we are looking for enough donors to be able to say we had, 100 for us, it's 180 welcome kits. So we can say we had at least 180 alumni donate these. So each one alumni to one student, and kind of making that connection from the start, showing that they're supported from the very first day that they're coming to Penn State College of Medicine. Similarly, for the graduate education students and their presentation advancer, any of our donors, we're listing them in our programs during those ceremonies so that they get name recognition and they're able to put a name to who those alumni are who are supporting them. For the medical students and the physician assistant students, we combined this with another initiative, which is welcome notes and white coats. So we provide both the medical welcome kit as well as a welcome note from an alumni. So it's really trying to push that welcoming community from day one, that they're supported by all of our alumni. So this year, our goal is increased to $17,000 for medical student welcome kits and $3,500 for the presentation advancers for PAGES. So this is something where we will utilize champions. We will reach out to classmates to do peer-to-peer, alumni to alumni engagement. So we utilize a lot of different resources through email, social media, the Champions program, and we have found great success. I will note that the addition of the early fundraising window is something that has been critical, at least for our alumni base. In all of our initiatives, all of our campaigns, we have found that, well, probably not us specifically, but we found a lot of our alums are not checking their personal emails every day. They have varying schedules or they don't have consistent off days. And so having that early fundraising window to be able to connect with them and offer them, you can click this link now, even though it's not Giving Tuesday. That way they can make their donation and they can assist the campaign without having to make sure it's on Giving Tuesday. Thankfully, we still have a lot that donate on Giving Tuesday, but that early fundraising window really has been critical for us, as I'm sure it is for a lot of other campaigns. So I think looking to how we've grown from the first year that we have done this in 2019 to now 2022. Thankfully, even throughout the pandemic, we were able to raise these funds and see the generosity of our alumni and friends and faculty and staff here at the College of Medicine and Penn State Health and beyond. And so we've really enjoyed getting to see the program grow. One exciting thing, at least for this program, specifically for medical welcome kits, is we just graduated our first class who received the stethoscopes back in 2019 or in 2020. And so they were able to then write their own welcome note for an incoming student that went with the welcome kit that their class was the first to start. So that was something that was really great for us to see and be able to say, hey, you were the first to receive this stethoscope. Will you write a welcome note and will you be able to donate to the campaign to continue the tradition for future students after you? So that is a little bit about what the College of Medicine uses Giving Tuesday for. And I appreciate the time, and I will turn it over now to Dynasty Wright.
Hi, I'm Dynasty. I am a fifth-year PhD student in biology, and I was, as Haley said earlier, I was the president of First Gen Advocates, but I was the president for 3 years before I did turn it over to our new president, who is Carissa, an undergraduate first-generation student. I do want to say though first, because I hear my son, I just want to quickly mention I do have a son, and you may or may not hear him in the background. But anyways, First Gen Advocates, which I might also call FGA at some point, is an organization that supports and mentors first generation students. So we do want to try to combat some of the challenges that first generation students may face, such as like imposter syndrome, not feeling like they belong in college or at Penn State, or the fact that they may not have arrived as prepared as we had hoped. They usually have difficulty navigating the academic system. So we try to come up with a bunch of events to help overcome some of these challenges. And then there's also things like social isolation, which they may also go through. But in terms of Giving Tuesday, we did originally get involved because we were interested in sending students to conferences for first generation students to learn kind of what they need or what they can do to succeed in college and to meet and network with other successful first generation students. Over the years, that has definitely changed. We have been doing Giving Tuesday for 3 years, and now we tend to seek funding to kind of encourage community through mental health, personal development, and networking events. Of course, we still are trying to send students to conferences, to those first generation conferences, so that they can kind of understand what those challenges are and how to overcome them before they actually are going through those challenges. We also try to continue to build career pipelines by inviting companies like Liberty Mutual to Penn State. And we also provide students with necessary resources and professional development opportunities, and we also provide social opportunities for students to de-stress from the anxieties that go hand in hand with being at a large institution or university. And that could be a little bit harder for a first generation student. So this is what this is like our change over the last 3 years of what we have included into our goals really for Giving Tuesday. So we, in the past, we have, and still currently, we've used the website, of course, to reach our goals. And that has also changed. So in the beginning, we didn't really have a goal that we wanted to reach. It was new, it was exciting, it was everything that it could be, and we had to kind of figure everything out, as you know, we had to learn from the middle ground. We had to learn from the beginning, start from the beginning, and then build our way up from there. But our goal is usually around $1,500 with no specific donor goal. But we ask for the $1,500 because we want to do all of those different things, and we usually exceed that goal, and some of that can still carry over for the following year. But the way that we usually get kind of reach those goals and exceed those goals is through getting the word out. So kind of word of mouth is the way that we get the word out. So we usually email our specific contacts, which could be the university, multicultural leaders, alumni association, whoever our actual contacts are for that particular year, and we normally ask them specifically to donate, and then also to forward that to people who may be interested in donating. So like I said, we do rely heavily on word of mouth for donations, and that is one of the ways that alumni can actually help us get through this process. And that's by spreading the word to people that they think may be interested in donating to support first generation students at Penn State. And let's see, and I can pass it over to Kristen.
Thanks, Dynasty. So my name is Kristen Comstock. I am the Assistant Director of Alumni Relations at Penn State Behrend in Erie, Pennsylvania. I've been involved with Giving Tuesday for about 4 years, and my first role as part of it was really finding and encouraging participation from different stakeholders at our college. 3 years ago, I became a campaign owner, and it was for the Behrend Alumni Society, which raises money for the Behrend Alumni Scholarship. I also have continued my facilitation role with our college-wide participation, and we annually have increased the number of Behrend-specific campaigns. This year, we actually have 12 different campaigns that represent a variety of areas on our campus. I just want to quickly mention all of those campaigns and participants. So I mentioned the Behrend Alumni Society. They raise money for the Endowed Alumni Scholarship, which annually awards 8 scholarships to first-year students attending Penn State Behrend. We have our Behrend Black Leadership Alumni Coalition, which is raising money for this affiliate programming group to continue our mission of supporting Black alumni and students in programming, awards, and recruitment and retention goals. The Behrend Alternative Spring Break, which raises money for the annual spring break service trip that travels to communities to make a lasting impact and provide students a unique and immersive service experience. The Economic Research Institute of Erie, which collects, analyzes, interprets, and disseminates data, information, and forecasts for the Erie, Pennsylvania regional economy. The Entreri Family Student Managed Fund at Behrend, which provides students an opportunity to actively manage an actual investment fund, currently manages about $1.1 million in real money. The Lions Pantry at Penn State Behrend, our student food pantry. They operate with complete anonymity and an online ordering system. Our studio theater at Behrend, the theater program is open to all students, any major at the university, and produces multiple high-quality performances each academic year. Sustainable Behrend, in collaboration with the School of Engineering, plan to bring a smart flower, which is a solar collection unit that resembles a flower and that moves with the sun. We also have our student garden at Penn State Behrend, which is part of our Sustainable Food Systems program that built a high tunnel to grow and harvest food. Our Student Government Association at Behrend, which is raising money to create an award that recognizes a student leader who exemplifies the Penn State core values. Our Virtual and Augmented Reality Lab at Behrend, which seeks to recruit and drive talented Behrend students to engage and create an immersive and reality solutions. They sustain the potential for reality technology. And finally, our youth education outreach, which offers more than 24 K-12 youth outreach programs each year and give area youth the opportunity to use the college's resources to participate in unique and exciting learning experiences. So as you can tell, we have a wonderful variety of participants in our 12 this year, and we hope to have more opportunities for our alumni and friends to find what speaks to them. Our involvement over the year has certainly grown, and it's really exciting for Penn State Behrend to be part of Giving Tuesday, since we are all one university moving towards a unifying mission. So thanks for letting me share a little bit about all of our participants, and thanks for your interest in Giving Tuesday. And I will turn it back over to Angela.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of the informative information and presentations by Haley, Tessa, Dynasty, and Kristen. And now we will move forward with our Q&A portion of the event. And just as a reminder, if you do have a question, please go ahead and drop it in the chat box below. And then while everyone is thinking about that, we actually already have a few questions in the chat box here. So I'll go ahead and kick it off. Our first question, I believe, is directed toward Kristen. It says, I am impressed with so many unique and impactful program opportunities. Do we have potential donors who may get overwhelmed with so many options?
Yeah, so I think it's really important to find something that speaks to each individual. So I'm excited by having more and more. Sometimes you might look at a list and say, well, those 4 aren't really my cup of tea, and you wouldn't give it all. And so I think having more options really helps the donor make a gift that means something to them.
I also just want to add that on the main Penn State Giving Tuesday page, excuse me, the first option is actually the Penn State Future Fund. So if someone doesn't want to take the time to look through or just wants to make a quick gift, we have that as the first option so that hopefully people won't get overwhelmed. And if they do, they can make a gift in that first box.
Great, thank you. The next question that we have in the chat box, for people who are not invited onto the site by others, what does the landing page look like and how do they search for gift destinations?
So I just dropped the link in the chat, givingtuesday.psu.edu. And so this will be the link throughout the duration of Giving Tuesday. So right now through the early fundraising window, as well as on Giving Tuesday itself. And so when you navigate to that page, you will see the campaigns that are included in that early fundraising window. So you can scroll through all of those campaigns that are live and currently accepting donations. You can make a quick gift, as Jenny alluded to, quickly at the top if you don't have time to scroll through the campaigns. And there's also a search function. So you're able to search for keywords in campaigns, as well as they are categorized. So if you're particularly interested in finding one in a particular category, you can use that filter tool that is on the site as well. So that's a way if you're looking for the broad picture of what's available on Giving Tuesday. And this page will continue to evolve as we head into Giving Tuesday and more of those campaigns continue to go live.
I must say, from my own experience in using the page and seeing what it looks like this year, it is really user-friendly. So kudos to the team that helps build all of that out. The next question that we have in the chat box, can champions see exactly who donated through their request/personal link? You mentioned you can see donor numbers, but we need names to give thank yous back to our network. This hasn't been available in previous years, but is a critical need.
So yes, you can see the number of donors and dollars that a champion brought in, but cannot see the specific person that came through your link. That said, a campaign owner can see what individuals donated to their page. So for example, if I was a champion for the College of Medicine, I could see how many donors and dollars I brought in. Now, if Jenny gave because as a result of my champion link, she will show up as a donor on the page. She will not necessarily be connected with my name, but the campaign owner will have information of the donors that donated to their specific fund. So hopefully that is clear.
Great, thank you. The next question for our presenters today. Giving Tuesday technically only lasts for one day, and with the early fundraising window, it's still only a few weeks out of the entire year. How does the work and fundraising for Giving Tuesday contribute to the university's priorities after November 29th and beyond?
I'm happy to take that one on. We really use Giving Tuesday, actually it for a number of reasons, but one of the main things is we can see where donors are interested, what they're what they want to support, and what the topics are that are really the hot topics for the moment, and we can grow those programs and expand that. but it also is a way for us to use the time limited duration to really motivate our audience to make a gift. And that really has contributed to some really great totals for some areas that wouldn't normally have the resources to run a traditional annual giving campaign. Because this is a free platform and we open it up to anyone who wants to sign up, really has been a great way, particularly for our student groups, to raise money for their particular fund. But then, of course, we use that data to inform where we're moving throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of energy around Giving Tuesday, and there's a lot of emails and social media. And so within any group, your exposure to an audience is increased because of Giving Tuesday. So I know our groups really appreciate just having the opportunity to participate, because as Jenny said, this is something that possibly is the biggest fundraiser for a lot of them in the year.
Thank you. Tessa, we have a question for you. Can you donate to a specific cancer fund? Somebody was checking out the website and said in the chat box that they were not seeing those in particular.
So for Giving Tuesday, the two campaigns that we offer are pages and the medical welcome kits. So I guess not technically associated with Giving Tuesday, but you absolutely can donate to the Cancer Institute or to cancer research on our website, which is something I could drop if that's an area that you're interested in. But these are just the two campaigns that our office fundraises for on Giving Tuesday.
Thank you. So for Tessa, Dynasty, and Kristen, what for each of you makes Giving Tuesday unique from other fundraising opportunities and events? I know we've talked about this a little bit, but just wanted to dive a little bit deeper for each of you.
Guess I'll go first. I will just say for Giving Tuesday, for us, it gives us, since it's a specific day every year, it's helpful for us, for our alumni and our donors, to be able to help them predict when we might be needing their help or assistance. And since it is a kind of global day of giving, it's something where even if they haven't gotten our email yet, they might have seen another thing for someone else for Giving Tuesday and like, oh, right, I typically will help donate to medical welcome kits or to pages, and that's something that they can anticipate. And I mean, I guess on our end, it assists us in kind of planning out our year, knowing that this really is the primary, I guess, small time period, but typically day that we fundraise for these campaigns. It helps us to be able to plan out when those funds will be coming in throughout the year.
I would just say it's the energy and it's the buy-in from the entire university really helps. The Barron Alumni Society sunsetted their actual in-person fundraiser a couple of years ago due to COVID, and Giving Tuesday was the opportunity for us to take that fundraiser and move it virtually. And we've been able to then bounce off of that and use it as the main fundraiser for the alumni scholarship annually.
For First and Advocates, because we are an organization, it's a bit different. So for us, Giving Tuesday gives us the opportunity to, again, like Kristen was saying, it gives us the opportunity to raise funds virtually, because as an organization, we do have opportunities to fundraise, but it's usually through participating in selling of items at like football games or basketball games. And you have to have a certain amount of people. And we all know how difficult it is to get a bunch of people together in order to sell things. So Giving Tuesday gives us a little bit more freedom. It gives us that opportunity to do things virtually. And our organization also started in 2018. So we had 2 years before COVID hit. And then we started in 2019 in Giving Tuesday. So a year before COVID hit. And then we didn't know what we were going to do other than Giving Tuesday, because we weren't actually able to attend games.
Are only the gifts on givingtuesday.psu.edu counted towards Giving Tuesday?
So right now, during the early fundraising period, I believe it was mentioned that it is the gifts that are given to the campaigns that are currently live on that page. Now, the caveat is on November 28th at 6:55 p.m. Through that next day through Tuesday at midnight, any gifts given to the university through any avenue are counted towards Giving Tuesday total. So whether you navigate it through the Giving Tuesday site, or if you're on the general Raise Penn State site and you give a gift through there because you're interested in a fund that you aren't finding on the Giving Tuesday site, for example, all of those funds that are given, any checks that are turned in during that time, pledge payments that are paid. So all of the funds coming in during that specific time frame are counted towards the Giving Tuesday total as well. And in addition to that is the matching and challenge gifts that we receive. So we also encourage some of our leading supporters to give a match or a challenge gift to help incentivize others to give to that campaign. So those match and challenge gifts are currently being accepted and can be added up to Giving Tuesday to provide that incentive on the page. So for example, we have some that are kind of unlock challenges. So when we reach $1,000, it will unlock an additional $1,000 thanks to the support of a donor, or a match that, for example, continues to be exhausted as donations come in. So giving a match and saying every donation will be matched dollar for dollar up to a certain amount. We've seen these kind of gifts really spur some excitement and activity on that fundraising page. So those are also things that can be thought about and can be discussed with our team in annual giving, or anyone in development associated with the Giving Tuesday campaign, even now, leading up to the day.
Great, thanks. Sounds like there's plenty of opportunity in many different areas to give. So that's great to hear. Social media obviously plays a big role in the success of Giving Tuesday campaigns, but it can also have a reputation for being very crowded, especially on that day. Have any of you found strategies or tools that are particularly effective at helping campaigns and just really getting your campaign to stand out on Giving Tuesday?
I guess I'll say for the College of Medicine, utilizing our champions and just alumni who are really engaged with our office, sharing with them what the College of Medicine or Penn State Health social accounts are sharing, and having them reshare it, while their friends on those social media platforms might be seeing a lot of things, seeing something regarding, at least for us, the College of Medicine or one of their classmates or one of their friends, kind of helps to pull that. We found that it kind of pulls them away from all the messaging that is out there for pretty much any organization on Giving Tuesday. So really working to do alumni to alumni it has been successful for us in kind of standing out in all of the noise that happens on that day and a couple days prior.
And I echo what Tessa said. I also would say a lot of our campaigns speak closely to employees here at Penn State Barron. And so having them share on social media helps. We work really closely with our strategic communication office to make sure that all of our participants have the messaging that's similar, that has kind of the same brand and look, so that at least Penn State Barron's participants have that same look amongst all of our social media shares.
Might also add, in the vein of social media, we partner with our colleagues in development communications, and they provide a very thorough toolkit for Giving Tuesday. So whether you are an owner like Tessa and Kristen, who are looking for assets and messaging to put on your platforms, or a champion. So whether you opt to sign up and champion one of these efforts, and then you wonder, okay, well, what do I say? What do I include in the email? We have a toolkit for that, and it includes things like an email template, social media, messaging, graphics that align with what the university is putting out there. And so if you do sign up to be a champion or want to champion an effort, there are resources for you to start from, so that you are aligned with what the university is doing also.
And as a Penn State volunteer myself, I have personally used some of those resources and the toolkit, including graphics to post on my Instagram page and Facebook, just to kind of get the word out there. So thank you. Beyond social media, what are some of the greatest challenges in fundraising on Giving Tuesday? Do you think that there are other ways that alumni can assist in easing those challenges? It's a tough one.
I would say the biggest challenge is that we have to rise above the noise that people are hearing about Giving Tuesday from any nonprofit they've probably ever given to. And so that's the biggest challenge. And I don't exactly have the solution except for having the champions, having the alumni, having our friends share it, and sharing it in different ways, that you're not just forwarding an email, that you're creating your own messaging, that you're posting, and reposting, but posting your own posts about it and sharing other posts. But certainly it's trying to find our unique voice amongst everyone else who's asking for money.
Yeah, and I might just echo Jenny and her tagline that she likes to use, the give 5, get 5. So not only is it important to lead by example in making a contribution on Giving Tuesday, but also to get 5 other people to participate, whether as a donor or as a champion, spreading the word. So there's, I would say, understanding that Giving Tuesday is more than just that monetary gift, but also spreading it with a network of supporters and utilizing the resources that you have and the channels that you have. You never know who might click on your link.
Great, thank you. This one's for you, Haley. Many of our volunteers and donors support multiple units at the university. Is there a list of all of the campaigns and resources for volunteers that people can access easily?
So the best way to look at the number of campaigns that are available is on the Giving Tuesday homepage, and utilizing that search function if there are units that you are particularly interested in, and scrolling through that, especially during this early fundraising time. I would say the majority of our campaigns are included in the early fundraising, but not all. So it is worth checking back again on Giving Tuesday, even if you make that early gift, because there are going to continue to be campaigns that are added that may have not been there during the early fundraising timeframe. And like I said, in addition to looking at the campaigns that are available, you can also utilize the toolkit in terms of being a volunteer and wanting to spread the word. That is what I would refer you to for those resources.
Great. Well, if anyone has additional questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat box. If we do not get to them today, we'll be sure to follow up with you. But this has been such a wonderful conversation, and our time is coming to an end. Again, if you had a question and maybe we didn't get to it, feel free to drop it in the box and we will be sure to follow up with you after we conclude. I'd like to give a big thank you to our panelists today, Haley, Tessa, Dynasty, and Kristen. Thanks again for being here and for sharing all of your helpful information with us. A big thank you to all of our attendees for your time and your thoughtful questions. We really appreciate you being here today. This slide up right now has the contact information, and I believe, yep, the URL is there for the main Giving Tuesday site, and you can scan that QR code for easier access right to the site. So as you know, as we mentioned before, the early fundraising window has begun, so please be sure to check out some of the early campaigns, consider becoming a champion and making a gift. As we mentioned as well, the complete list of campaigns will be available at 6:55 on November 28th, the official start of Giving Tuesday. Looking forward to it. And this concludes our final Noontime Knowledge series for Penn State fundraising volunteers, presidential counselors, and donors for 2022. We wish you a safe and happy end to the year, and please look for an announcement of our next Noontime Knowledge series in January. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you all again for joining us.